everyone, welcome back to the Startup BP series. I'm CBK Esquire, your guide through the exciting world of startups. If you're old here, welcome back, and if you're new, please don't forget to click the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our lessons. Before we get started, I would like to say, as usual, that this is an educational content. So if you need legal support with your business, it's always important to seek the services of a qualified legal professional. Now that I've stated that, let's get started. In this episode, we're going to talk about the life cycle of a startup from the idea to the expansion stage. So if you're working on building a fintech startup, or any startup on any platform, this episode will actually guide you on what you need to focus on at every stage. So now let's get started. In a startup life cycle, we have five stages. The stage one is the idea stage. Stage two is the seed stage. Stage three is the Series A stage. Stage four, Series B, and stage five, Series C. So now let's start with stage one. Stage one is basically the stage where you have decided that you want to build a startup. This is where you have your startup idea. At this stage, what you have to basically do here is intense market research. Intense research in the industry, the solution that you want to provide. This is the stage where you ask yourself what solution you're providing, what is the unfair advantage that this solution you're providing has over other key players in that industry. This is the stage where you identify your target audience, identify the individual or the consumer that your product is targeting. This is also the stage where you get to understand how the industry works and the gap that you're going to fill with your product. So usually in this stage, the common mistake that founders make is because there's a certain flow that you get when you get a new idea that pushes you to want to have things to start immediately. So once you've gotten this brilliant idea to build a startup in a certain way or build a product in a certain way, you are so excited that you want to skip certain steps in order to just get things rolling or in order to launch that app or that platform as soon as possible. So the common mistakes here, you find yourself not doing in-depth market research. You won't ask yourself the necessary questions that you're supposed to ask yourself to refine your product or the idea. You don't want to ensure that certain legal frameworks are settled. You're not documenting properly because in your mind, that's a waste of time because you want to ensure that this product is launched as soon as possible. But you also have to remember you take your time with these things and ensure that you start building your structure right from stage two. Stage two is your seed stage. This is the stage where you're ready to get things going. You have your business plan, you have your governance docs, you have some capital, or you have an angel investor that is willing to invest in your idea. So this stage, you are incorporating, you're registering, you're getting licenses to ensure that the business starts right. In order for you to understand fully well how to set up a startup, I already have a video where I describe in detail the various steps that you should take in setting up a startup. I'm going to leave the link in the description box so you can just click on it and go through it and maybe come back to this video or watch this video first and you go back, whichever you prefer, just so you understand what what you should focus on in stage two, which is ensuring that you are fully compliant, your business is registered, your trademark is registered, your licenses are acquired, or at least you started applying for these licenses. And because it's important for you to have these things in order for you to proceed to stage three, which is Series A. Now, stage three is also called Series A because Series A is the stage where you are seeking funding from investors or venture capitalists to expand the capability or the reach of your app. Because in stage two, you've already launched your business, you've already launched your app. You should have at least had 50 users or more in your app already. You have gained traction with your app or platform in stage two. So in stage three, that traction, that structure, that documentation, all the legal frameworks and dive that you have laid in place in stage one and stage two, it's going to be required of you in stage three, because when you're seeking funding, and when we're talking funding, we're talking major funding with millions of dollars. Your investors want to see traction. They want to see traction with your product or your app. They want to see that you have at least 50 users. They want to see that your processes are properly documented. Sorry. They want to see that you have proper internal policies. They want to see that you have a structured build. They want to see that your product actually has the potential for generating profits on the long run. They want to see that you have proper documentation of the transactions with your vendors, your employees, and so on. All this has to be provided. You want to see that you're fully compliant in that particular industry and also with government as well. So that's what they want to see. That's what they will require in order for you to have access to that funding, to ensure that your app has a wider access, has full potential, that you have a vision to have to perform the solution that you're proposing for that industry. So after we've gotten to stage three, you successfully gotten your funding, your Series A funding, then we can move on to stage four, Series B. So we also call it Series B because obviously it's the second stage of serious funding from venture capitalists. So at stage four, Series B, you already have your app working full time. Now you have enabled it to perform the full potential that it's required of it to perform that solution in that industry. You have gotten a lot more users, a lot more subscribers. That's probably already started receiving some income or revenue, generating some more profit. So at this stage, what you need funding for is your labor, your workforce. You need to expand, you need to employ more people, you need to consult more experts just to ensure that the efficiency of your platform or your app is seamless, to ensure that the capacity that you have built for that app to accommodate as many people as possible is maintained. Because you need people, though, you need hands to ensure that the structure that you have already laid in place stays the way it is, or even gets bigger, because it will get bigger and you need more people. So you need more funding for that. And if you have gotten to this stage, this is a very successful stage for you as a startup, because it shows that you have built well, you have built with structure. And if you notice, in all these stages, what ensures your progression at each stage is documentation, is structuring, licensing, compliance, at every stage. If you don't have these things, you're not going to go anywhere with your startup or your business, sorry to say. So you have to ensure that these things and these frameworks are basically with your app as well. Your investors are going to check if you have the proper legal frameworks with your apps, and I'm talking in terms of service, privacy policies, cookie settings, and so on. Basically, stage five is also a stage to seek funding for expansion as well. And then, if you like, you can proceed to stage six. Stage six is where you have decided to publish your IPO to the public um to buy shares into your company, and that's a whole other process on its own. But essentially, in the startup life cycle, it's your stage one, your idea stage, pre-seed stage, and it's also called the pre-seed stage. At stage two, you've started putting money into your idea, so you've launched, you've incorporated, you've registered, you have I started applying for the licenses. You started getting users for your app. And then stage three, series A, is when you've applied for funding from investors, from venture capitalists to expand the efficiency of your platform or your app. Stage four is when you seek funding again to expand your workforce, expand your market, to ensure that the vision of your platform or your startup is reached. Stage five is also a stage for you to seek funding to gain access to a lot more expansion opportunities for the startup. So now that we have gone through these five stages, I have taken the liberty of also preparing a checklist for you to see the various tasks and the various areas that you should focus on at every stage. So if you're interested in it, please click the link on the bio on our Instagram page. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of our episodes. Lastly, please follow us on Instagram at the Startup BPS, where we get to share more tips on how to build your startups and also updates on our upcoming webinars and other activities. If you have more questions, if you'd like to work with us, you can reach out to us via email at info.startupbp@gmail.com. So until the next episode, stay focused, stay compliant, and start building. Bye.